There's a trend that I notice and I've been noticing for quite some time. This trend to escape reality in so many different ways. But the one that I want to talk about today is the escape with knowledge, the escape with philosophy, the escape by using spirituality as a tool to escape one's reality. There are a lot of people that think that they're on the journey. They think they are truth seekers. They think that they are actually really doing the work. But if they did some reflecting, they would realize that they're not really doing the work. They're just maybe reading a few books once in a while about consciousness, awareness, spirituality, conspiracies, whatever it is. But are they actually applying the knowledge to their lives? Are they actually going deep within themselves to see how that knowledge works in reality, to see if it is true, to see if it is in alignment with what is right and what is true? Or are they just taking in information? Are they just simply allowing it to just fill up their minds and now they can regurgitate certain concepts and they can talk about things and use big words to make themselves sound really smart and intelligent and awake, when in reality they're not actually integrated. They haven't embodied the knowledge. They haven't became the knowledge. They haven't taken that knowledge and applied it to their everyday life and became wise as a result. Applied knowledge equals wisdom. But you have to take action on the knowledge, not just take it in like going to school and memorizing terms. This isn't one of those types of things. This journey is a lot more strenuous than that. It takes a lot more courage than that. And I think a lot of people fear, I don't think I know that most people have this fear of, if they were to apply this knowledge to their lives, what would happen? Because obviously it's a cataclysmic dynamic that can occur. An avalanche of truth comes in and just washes away everything that is not, everything that doesn't belong, everything, all the deception, all the lies, all the ways we've been living. It destroys marriages, it destroys relationships, it destroys anything in its way that doesn't belong, that is not what is necessarily, too. And so a lot of people understand this. They might have to leave their jobs, they might have to leave, again, a relationship that they're in. They might have to transform their lives in such a drastic way so they can become the greatest they can become while they're here and truly set out on their mission on earth as an infinite spirit in flesh. You can call it what you will. Infinite consciousness, infinite awareness, God. Doesn't make a difference. So we got to choose the route of penetration. We have to choose the route of going deeper into reality instead of running away from it. Constantly running away from it, even if it is under the guise of philosophy or Eastern mysticism or Christian mysticism or astrotheology or any kind of big, juicy, occult topic that you want to get into. I see so many people getting into all these topics, but they don't actually know it. They don't actually feel it. They haven't became it. You see? They're just going through the motions. They're just reading material and watching videos on YouTube and regurgitating things. It's not fully embodied. It hasn't become what they are, and they're exuding this passion naturally. No, the only way to do that is to actually take the knowledge and apply it to one's life and see how it works, and then discard the rest. Discard the junk, discard the dross that doesn't belong. The things that are weighing us down, even knowledge itself, concepts, get them out of here. They're useful signposts to actually point the direction in the ways that we need to be going to other people. But you're not the signpost or what the signpost is pointing towards. And what is that? It's a direct experience that one has to have. All of this is a direct experience that we all have to have. And so, believe it or not, natural law, morality, truth, all of these concepts, they're all very real, very alive. But you can't make anybody believe them, or it doesn't take belief regardless. Maybe in the beginning, belief might be a good stepping stone into gnosis, into true knowing. But you're not going to just tell somebody about a certain idea or tell them that their entire life has been a lie and show them how to breathe properly, show them how to walk properly, show them, the law of cause and effect and how it operates in their lives. That's a direct experience. You have to be able to witness that and have the open mind, the openness to be able to actually experience it and say, oh, wait, yeah, I can actually see how that's been working in my life since I was born. It's incredible, powerful. But most humans have so much prejudice, so much bias, so many belief systems that are holding them back from what they are. They don't know the first thing, the first steps they have to take. They don't even know. They don't even know what they have to do. And that's where suffering comes in most likely. Suffering is a very powerful catalyst to awakening. When I talk to people about how they woke up and how they started questioning things, it's almost always about a big, fat, juicy bout of suffering that they had to go through before they were able to wake up. Because it's like, how many times does nature have to beat you and beat you and beat you down for you to finally say, enough is enough? How much death and destruction and decimation does one have to experience and go through in their lives to finally look at themselves and stop doing this and pointing the fingers at everybody else and finally point it at themselves? Say, hey, I don't have to suffer. Realize I don't have to suffer. That's a natural understanding. If we could just sit in silence just for just a little bit with our suffering, with for just a little bit with who we are, just a little bit with us, and do a little bit of reflecting and contemplation beyond the mind. Just sit. Maybe we could start to come to an understanding of the things that the wise people that have come into our lives have told us, or the knowledge that we read in Four Agreements, or the knowledge that we absorbed through the video that our friend exposed us to on YouTube. Because all that stuff doesn't mean anything. All that knowledge doesn't mean anything unless it's integrated within our being, the fabric of our being, and known so deeply that it is us. And we are able to just exude that everywhere we go and truly become that, Ubermensch, that superman, superwoman that Nietzsche talked about. When in reality, we already have these inherent powers. We have these inherent faculties within us that have the capacity to do so much more, to understand things that most people could not even come to even one iota of comprehension right now in their normal waking state. Because it's not a normal waking state at all, because their mind is so filled with all these ideas about who they are and what reality is, and society and government and politics, and all this junk has filled their minds. And that's the place they're operating out of. They don't truly know anything, because all they know is this conditioned world that's been programmed in their mind since birth. So they're walking blindly through this world and rubbing up against all of these things that they have no idea about. And then they go escape reality all day, every day in their jobs and alcohol and their relationships, into sex, into some kind of addiction, constantly running from the unknown, constantly running from fear, constantly running from themselves, until finally we are ready. Finally, we are sick and tired, like in the groups of NA and AA, the meetings. In A and A, they always say, sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was ready to do something different, something transcendent, something massive. Me personally, I lost every one of my friends, either through death or through just, hey, I gotta go. I have to move on. You're bringing me down. I'm ready to raise my level of consciousness. When we get into relationships, whether it be a friendship or a partnership, whatever it is, we're most likely around this dial here in consciousness, right? In vibration. And the more we raise our level of consciousness, the more we rise. And it's a rare breed that actually goes up with you. Now, a lot of you are on that level, so we're most likely going up together, right? But talking about the people that are in your environment, people that you consider to be friends, look at your friends and see, are they going up with you? Are they just trying to bring you down? The true friend is somebody who is wanting to build you up. That's all they want to do. They have a desire to build you up and help you along your path, and you them. I want to be around people that are willing to go all the way, willing to penetrate reality, full force, nonstop. Of course, take a break once in a while. Of course, relax. Of course, R&R is important. But this journey is so important. The most important thing that we can do and set off on. The most important thing we can do while we're here. Coming into our purpose, coming into why we are here, coming into understanding that our entire journey has been forming us into the beings that we are today, and then using our experience to help other people, to help life in general, help nurture our relationships, help nurture humanity, help nurture life, nature. So using this knowledge again, coming full circle, using this knowledge to escape. I think it's common for some people to start off that way, but then more they go into it, maybe they do some psychedelics, maybe they hang out with certain people, maybe they get hit upside the head, literally or metaphorically speaking, and they've been priming themselves with knowledge for a while, identifying with being spiritual, and they finally a year later, after just identifying with concepts and identifying with all of these things, doing the same thing most people do already, they get hit upside the head and they're like, whoa, I've been blindly just identifying with these things just like anything else. And I haven't really felt that interconnectedness to all things. I really haven't felt the truth behind all of it until now. Now I'm ready. That's the realization that we have to have. That's the realization, realizing what we already knew deep down, unlocking that DNA, unlocking that inside of us. There's nothing new under the sun. How far are we willing to go? How far are we willing to take this? Are we willing to commit our entire existence, our entire life to truth? Nonstop, no matter what other people think. It doesn't matter because most people's thoughts aren't theirs. So who cares? It doesn't matter what other people think. All that matters is what you are doing and the actions you're taking. And are you being true to yourself? Are you living in integrity? And are you being true to yourself? Ask yourself that. I challenge you to ask yourself that. Am I being true to myself? And just sit there and see what happens. So let's continue to dive deep together. Come up for air once in a while. There's no one that understands the importance of letting loose and playing and just relaxing once in a while. Putting a TV show on and just vegging. It's cool, man. It's great. As long as you're present, as long as you're there, as long as you do your best. We live in this world where there are so many people around us every day who are just sleepwalking through reality. But we're not. We are not. We are awake. We are here. We can see. And we are changing the world with every breath and every step that we take, whether we like it or not. And so how do you want to change the world? How do you want to show up today? As a facade? As a shell of a being? As a fraud? Or as you, fully embodied, online, awake, grounded in reality, feet on the ground, head in the sky, head in the cosmos, ready to love, nurture, have fun, help one another, and be the best we can be. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. If you like what you heard today, feel free to leave a donation, the link below. Check out my Patreon account where I do all my writing. I'm going to be developing that Patreon account further as the days go by. I am now locked into creative mode. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be speaking again. I'm excited to get to know you. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. Any topics you'd like me to talk about, anything you'd like me to discuss, any ideas you have, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Appreciate you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon.